Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer of Oculus Rift Reviews. Today we're going to do a Let's Play and kind of review for It Could Have Been Me. This is a Oculus exclusive on the Steam store. You know, there's been a poor track record of those kind of games. This is like a VR educational app. It's mostly cinematic. And I guess it's supposed to be more like a documentary style VR experimental experience. A lot of these are free to play, but this one's actually not free. It normally retails for $2.99, and I actually bought this on sale during the Steam Summer Sale 2019 for 89 cents. So all in all, I'm not sure this is worth $3, but for 89 cents, if you're interested in the subject matter, I say why not. But this is definitely not for everyone. This is like a very experimental art documentary almost. It's about Afghanistan refugees who traveled to Sweden, immigrated to Sweden. So right there, it's almost a lightning rod issue, because obviously if it was free to play, this would be getting negative bombed on Steam with all the trolls on Steam that exist. So I'm almost glad that it's not free to play, but it's really free to play quality, because the quality here is just not that good. The visuals are very poor. Now, some of the stories are interesting to hear, so there is educational value in that. If you're really interested in the subject matter, I say go ahead and purchase this, but for anybody else, it's probably a pass, just because the VR experience is really lacking, and I'm only really reviewing the VR experience, not the politics. I think it does have some merit in just the experimental nature of this. I think they were trying something different, and I can appreciate that. But unless you're really interested in the subject matter, I don't think this is a buy. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. But before I talk about that, let's go ahead and just check out some of the mechanics and some of the game. So the way this works is you actually grab these globes and then you put it in your backpack to start the different experiences. As you can see, there's 5 different ones, 5 different worlds. The last one is actually just the end credits, so beware of that. So I'd start from left to right, the first one there, which actually talks about Afghanistan and the start of the trip from Afghanistan to Sweden. And these are the visuals that, as you can see, they're not that great. Probably the best thing about this app is the rap music. I don't know who this artist is. Well, I mean, it's listed on the Steam page, the name of this artist, but I don't recall it off the top of my head. But she's actually pretty good. I really like her stuff. I believe they have 2 different tracks of her in this experience, maybe 3, and I like them all. So I don't know who she is. I'm not even sure what language this is. I'm assuming it's Swedish. But she's actually got a really nice flow to her rapping skills. It's pretty good. I like it. So this app might be worth it just to hear this rapper here, who's actually pretty good in my opinion. I guess that just depends on whether you enjoy rap or not. This is like a little international hip hop, and I like it. It's definitely not something I hear every day. So these are the visuals.
I just can't stay here. I said to myself, and I thought it was much better to try one more time, to go to the EU, even though I knew that it would be risking my life. It was so much harder than before to be in Tehran and Afghanistan, because now I knew what it meant to be free, what it means to be free.
So as you can see, the visuals just aren't very good. They're pretty poor quality textures. There's some pop in as well, some artifacts. It's just not very good, and just some strange decisions on creating the environment. You'll see stuff that just doesn't mesh well together. And believe it or not, this is probably the best looking one of them all. So you grab this dude here, this little doll. You grab it. And then you get your backpack. And as soon as you put it in the backpack, that's when it starts.
Me and my family escaped from Afghanistan to Iran when I was 5 years old. I didn't even know where I was born.
So you see by the visuals there,
I could ask,
it's pretty bad.
So
it looks almost like a 2D projected low quality resolution video was added to the 3D environment, and just the textures overall are very poor. It looks like someone who doesn't have that much experience in creating environments, especially in VR.
It's not good at all. Can you maybe wait for a couple of months?
And there's just some odd design choices. I don't get what that black stuff is that's just floating in the air. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense given the scene. And why is that little chocolate bar bunny's statue there? What is that? It's just very odd. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So you do get to teleport around. You teleport with A or X. You cannot turn at all. And you can see there's like a tree there swaying in the wind, but it's just an odd design choice. I think it just makes the game run poorer, actually. It's not a good enough quality animation there on the trees to really want to do that, especially if it makes the game run this poorly. It doesn't look good anyway, so as you can see, it's like poor textures and just not very good overall. So you're supposed to look for something to click on. I don't see it. Hopefully, oh, there it is. So behind me, I'm playing seated, so it's a little bit harder for me to see it. Okay, there we go. We click on the shoe here, put it in the backpack, start the experience.
It's between Turkey and Iran. There's not that many border police because it's mountains and they do not think that anyone...
Yeah, that chocolate bar bunny makes zero sense. I don't know what they were thinking.
You know, they can't keep track. No one there's going there. It was maybe around 10, 15 degrees below zero. Mountains and snow. And there was this one kid who was about 10 years old. And she wasn't small enough, you know, so that we could carry her, but she wasn't big enough to walk by herself. So we were like, you know, shit, you know, it was really tough. And we tried helping her, but no one could carry her since she was so heavy. So this 10-year-old girl who had problems with her legs had to walk for like 10 hours. We ate nothing. None of us did since. We had food, but you know, we didn't eat because we thought they could come maybe an even worse situation, and no one knows what's gonna happen.
So you can see the overall quality is pretty poor as far as visually. But the actual stories are maybe interesting if you're interested in the subject matter. I'm going to quickly just show one more environment, just very quick, and then I'll end my review. But like I said, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's worth the purchase price. I think this should be free to play. But I understand charging the price.
If you want to go by boat directly from
And
Istanbul, it costs around $4,000.
I almost agree with the decision to charge a price, just because there's so many trolls on Steam, and you know they're going to negative bomb a game like this that's pro-immigration. But I just think it's the game itself, with the quality of the visuals, it's really going to limit the amount of people who might be interested in this. You really just have to be interested in the immigrant stories, because really that's the best part, plus the rap. But everything else is really substandard. The teleporting, the VR interactions, the visuals, they're all very substandard, barely as acceptable as an experience in VR. So same thing here. Just pick one of the three. Doesn't matter which one you pick. I actually got a bug last time I picked this one, and I've already picked this one, so I'm going to go ahead and try this one. So there is some replay value in playing the game several times, or picking the same location more than one time, just because each of them does give you a different story to listen to, and obviously different visuals to go along with that different story.
Look at you in a weird way. But if you are people smarter, that's totally normal.
Yeah, these visuals are just weird. They're very experimental. I'll give them that, but they just don't look good. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm Oculus Rift Reviews. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.